Alara stood at the threshold of the Redwood National Park, where the trees pierced the gray, drizzling sky like ancient pillars of a forgotten temple. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and cedar as a soft rain began to fall, coating the world in a shimmering silver veil. Suddenly, the ground began to tremble, not with a quake, but with the rhythmic thrum of something massive moving through the fog. Emerging from the mist was a giant elk, its antlers of a small cottage draped in emerald moss and hanging lichen. The elk's eyes were like polished amber, reflecting the ancient wisdom of the forest and the gentle drizzle of the afternoon. Alara reached out a hand, and the giant creature bowed its head, its breath smelling of wildflowers and ancient rain. From the high canopy, a great owl with wings the size of sails descended silently, its white feathers glowing against the dark wood. The owl spoke in a voice like rustling leaves, telling Alara of the echoes that protect the heart of the woods. Guided by the giants, Alara followed a path of bioluminescent mushrooms that flickered to life under the steady drizzle. They reached a clearing where a great bear, the size of a boulder, lay sleeping, its snoring echoing like distant thunder. The bear woke and offered Alara a crown made of woven willow and starlight, a key to the deeper mysteries. As she placed the crown on her head, the mist began to swirl into shapes of long-lost creatures that once roamed these glades. The drizzle turned into a rhythmic dance, each drop playing a note on the broad leaves of the prehistoric ferns. A silver fox, larger than a wolf, darted through the underbrush, its tail leaving a trail of shimmering frost. The giants led her to the Tree of Echoes, a redwood so vast it seemed to hold up the very sky. Inside the hollow of the tree, the echoes lived, whispers of every song ever sung by the forest. A giant turtle, its shell a living garden, crawled slowly towards the center, carrying the weight of time. Alara realized the giants were the keepers of the rain, calling down the clouds to nourish the parched earth. The drizzle intensified, turning the forest into a cathedral of water and wood, where everything was sacred. A pack of dire wolves with fur like storm clouds gathered, their howls harmonizing with the sound of the rain. They guarded the silver pool, a lake so still it reflected the dreams of the sleeping giants. Alara dipped her hands into the pool, and the water felt like liquid silk, hummed with ancient energy. A giant dragonfly, its wings iridescent like mother of pearl, landed on her shoulder, guiding her further. The forest began to glow with a soft green light as the giants shared their memories with the young explorer. She saw the birth of the first redwood, a tiny sprout reaching for a sun that was younger and brighter. The giants stood in a circle, their presence a wall of ancient strength against the encroaching darkness of the outer world. The rain began to sing, a literal melody that vibrated in Alara's chest, the song of life itself. A great lynx with tufted ears watched from a high branch, its fur blending perfectly with the lichen-covered bark. Alara realized her purpose. She was to be the voice of the echoes, the one to tell the world of the Misty giants. The giants bowed one by one, acknowledging the new guardian of their sacred hidden grove. The silver fox stepped forward, offering a single glowing whisker as a token of protection. The drizzle began to fade, leaving behind a world that felt brand new, washed clean by the magic of the giants. Alara walked back toward the edge of the park, the giant elk walking beside her until the trees thinned. She looked back one last time, seeing only the mist where the great owl had just been perched. The echoes remained in her heart, a constant hum of the ancient world she had been privileged to see. The Redwood National Park stood silent once more, but the giants were still there, hidden in the shadows of the rain. Every time it rains, the people near the park hear a deep, melodic thrumming coming from the deep woods. They call it the Song of the Giants, a reminder that some magic is too big to ever be forgotten. Ilara opened her notebook and began to write, her pen moving as if guided by the wind and the rain. The story of the Misty Giants was finally being told, ensuring the forest would be protected for eternity.